Welcome to the Rockabye Revenue Podcast with me, Abby Watson. I'm a mum of 4 and a business strategist, and I train people to become hypnobirthing teachers. In the last decade, I've built a thriving baby business that grew beyond my wildest dreams. This podcast is for you if you run a business or dream of running a business in the birth and baby industry. You want to change lives whilst making more money. I'm talking about creating sustainable income whilst being present for the people that matter most. I believe for our baby businesses to have the impact we desire, we must be rewarded. On this podcast, expect me to share actionable strategies without the jargon. I've been where you are. I've built a business while raising 4 little ones, and now I'm here to help you turn your passion into profit while creating the life you've always dreamed of. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Rockabye Revenue Podcast. I'm not on my own today. I'm with the lovely Lindsay Ratcliffe, who is here to have a chat about her incredible business. So, Lindsay, lovely to see you. How are you doing?
Hey, Abby. Oh, I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good. Yes, I'm good. It's actually nice to be talking to someone instead of myself. So do you want to introduce yourself and your business first?
Yeah, I can do. I am Lindsay. I am courtesy of yourself, a hypnobirthing practitioner. I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist, and I am a baby massage teacher as well. So I run 3 different businesses. So I've got my hypnobirthing business, obviously clinical hypnotherapy, which is what led me to hypnobirthing. So I started working with pregnant ladies around fear of labour, trauma from past birth experiences, and then I was just like ignited the seed of hypnobirthing and how I could help with them. And with hypnotherapy, with hypnosis, with everything, the tools and techniques that we use in hypnobirthing. And then baby massage came because I wanted to offer like a continuity of care. And I love the fact that I get to work with ladies that are having their babies, but then once they've had the babies, they come back and they work with me for baby massage, which is, so I get to meet the babies and have lovely squeezes and cuddles, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. I'm also a mummy. I've got 2 adult human beings. I've got Luke, who's 21 this year, and Eddie, who's 18. So I feel like I'm like at the sort of, I've raised mine into adulthood now, and now this is sort of my time for my business and for me to put something out there into the world that I'm very passionate about.
Oh, I love that. And I can imagine your clients, see you as that amazing person just a step ahead of them, with those grown-up boys. That's really lovely and really nurturing, and I know I would be very attracted to that energy as someone, if I was pregnant or had a new baby. So you said there then that you started with your hypnotherapy, and then you added hypnobirthing, and then more recently baby massage.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, actually, what was the point where you thought, oh, actually, I'm going to add hypnobirthing here? What was it that sparked that?
So we did a little bit of training when I trained to be a clinical hypnotherapist, but I always felt it wasn't enough. I didn't feel confident in it. And then it was, I just very randomly out of the blue, I think probably about 5 years into hypnotherapy, that I had a couple of pregnant ladies come to see me for fear of giving birth, fear of birth. And as you know, I love the mind. I'm fascinated by it. And when we'd done the work together, I thought there must be more for this. There needs to be more for it. And I found you on Instagram. And I think I didn't sign up straight away to do the hypnobirthing. I think it took me a couple of times, sort of watching what you were doing and having a look at the training and all that sort of stuff. And I think I did some training for more anxiety related stuff first. But then it was just always at the back of my mind. And the fact that I was really positive going into my labours and births, and I'd not done hypnobirthing, but I knew that positive element from the mindset really, really helped. So I knew that my skills as a clinical hypnotherapist, I could really help, once I got into the hypnobirthing side of things. And obviously it all links, doesn't it? Because it's very much to do with mindset, as we know. So yeah, it was definitely that led me to hypnobirthing and to you.
Fabulous.
And yeah, 5 years later, here we are.
Wow, is it 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's mad, isn't it? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, 2021.
Wow, time has really, really flown. Wow, gosh.
The older you get, Abby, the quicker it goes.
I know. Oh my gosh, you're telling me.
Literally. Yeah.
So how is business then? How is business?
Really, really good. Yeah. It's it's taken a lot of work, a lot of energy. And because working as well as a clinical hypnotherapist, I've really had to, I've still worked doing that full time and done this part time. But last year I really put my heart and soul into hypnobirthing and my brand, my business. And I really feel this year it's completely taken off. From the start of January, I've just had booking after booking after booking, and it's been amazing. Yeah.
Wow, that's so great to hear.
Yeah.
So what changed then last year? Like you said, last year you really focused on your hypnobirthing. How would you say, what did you do to focus on it?
A lot of networking, collaborating. Just so where I live, it's not a village, but it is a village. It doesn't make sense, but it's big, and like we've got 7 primary schools, but everybody seems to know everybody here. And we've got one big it's called Town Street, and it's where all the shops are and the coffees and coffee bars and restaurants and pubs and everything. And everybody knows everybody else, particularly within the business world. And yeah, I've just spent a lot of my time making connections and networking and collaborating, getting to know the people in my area that I can work alongside and that we can all support each other. Because I think it's really important. And I've been very isolated within my business as a hypnotherapist, very one-to-one, obviously.
Yeah.
It's confidential what I'm doing. I can't talk to other people other than my supervisor about what we know, clients and things like that. So it was very isolating. So I was very used to being on my own. So I had to massively push out of my comfort zone, because that was another thing as well. Going to places where I was doing talks and meeting new people was a big thing for me. But I think once we push out of that comfort zone, it opens up lots of opportunities for us, and it builds your confidence in doing stuff. So yeah, it was just getting out into the community, meeting other local businesses and seeing how I could work with them to help my business grow, basically.
And I mean, I'm really glad that you said that about, doing talks and how it's scary, because I think it's easy for people to sit and think, oh, it's a certain type of person that reaches out to others and puts themselves forward and does these things. And I'm certainly guilty of thinking that too. But actually, for the vast majority of people that do stand up and do those things, there's nerves, isn't there? There's like a breaking of the comfort zones.
Yeah. I think, I don't know about you, because you've got a younger generation of children around you. My boys and their friends, they seem so confident with stuff like that. I don't know if it's sort of from school and they're more, I don't know, we weren't pushed to do things like that at school. So it's stuff, public speaking and things like that has always been out of my comfort zone massively. But yeah, I love it now. And I just, when I see the difference between even what I was like a year ago to what I am now is massive. And it is because I pushed out of my comfort zone massively. Yeah. And I would highly recommend that people do, even though it does feel really uncomfortable and not easy to do. Once you start to, it's like anything in life, isn't it? The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. So you talked about how you really focused on networking and getting to know other business owners in your community. Where did you start with that? Because I can imagine that was, a drive for you to do that.
Mm.
But where did you start? So for that person who's listening, who's like, oh, I resonate with what Lindsay said about maybe feeling like my work is a little bit lonely.
Yeah.
I'd love to make more connections. Where could this start? Where did you start?
I just went and introduced myself to people.
Fab.
So, for instance, there's a local photographer that works on the street that I've just told you about. So, I arranged a coffee with her. And it was funny because when we met, she was like, oh, I've been watching you on Instagram and I've been meaning to get in contact. And we're now collaborating. So, she gets, there's discount if anybody signs up from her for my course. And then likewise, I will give vouchers out in the welcome bag for people that are coming in on group courses or working privately with me. So that collaboration was really nice. She's been and done like things like, so I do a mummy and mocktails evening,
Okay.
which is so lovely. Just there's no, it's literally in the local pub. It's for local mums to be, and there's like a mocktail and nibbles, and they just come and meet other local mums and just have a night in the pub having a chat about whatever they want to talk about. So Megan came and took loads of photos for me so that I could use them to promote the next one. So just things like that. And then the place where I hold my group courses now is in a local cafe, and the couple that run that they're so about community and building up like a hub. They've got a space downstairs that they rent out. They do like sing and sign, and there's baby yoga and all sorts of stuff like that. So Lucy was really keen for me to hold my courses there so that we could build more for the hub downstairs as well. That once the mums had their babies, they would come back to the cafe, they would go and use the classes downstairs. So it's just about, that's how I did it anyway, just going and actually taking myself into these spaces and introducing myself, taking my leaflets along.
And I guess that's how easy it is. Like, I think sometimes people get scared about networking because they feel it's like finding an event, introducing yourself to 10 people. And that feels really scary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you just maybe messaged them on Instagram and arranged a meetup.
Yeah, following people on Instagram, sending messages, introducing myself, and then just going and taking my leaflets to local, there's like a bagel shop down the street from us that always put posters up for people, just things like that, because there's also the people that don't as well. You will get to know the people that don't want to put posters up, that aren't interested in collaborating. But I would say the majority of people that I went to definitely were happy to collaborate.
For a lot of people, they're so fearful, almost what they perceive as rejection. What if I approach someone and I say, oh, would you like to meet for a coffee and, talk about, how we could maybe collaborate in our businesses? They might be scared of a big fat no. How did you deal with that feeling?
There's going to be somebody out there that does want that collaboration with me, and maybe that person, I think because of all my training I've done and things like that, I'm very much what's meant for me will come to me. And I think, that person that said no is not meant to work with me. And I will find other people that are. And I've definitely done that. I work and collaborate with some incredible business owners, incredible midwives, incredible first aid people, just people that have come into my world and I've come into theirs, and we've definitely connected. And it's just worked, and the timing's been right. And sometimes the timing's not always right. Is it like last year, like I said, I put a lot of effort into my business. I think the year before, I wasn't as invested as I was last year. Maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe things were going on. I was busier within that working environment, and I just didn't have the capacity. Because you've got to make sure your boundaries are kept in place as well, and that you are making sure you're looking after yourself and your family, obviously.
Absolutely.
It's a juggling act in itself, isn't it?
Absolutely. And, that's such a good point, isn't it? That, if we think about other people that we approach, it's not always a no to us, is it? It's a no to their selves, because actually the timing, their priorities might be different. Because I know that's happened to me. Like, some people have come my way with amazing opportunities. And, I read about it and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. But right now I haven't got the capacity for that, and I guess if we're going to approach people to make these connections, it's remembering that sometimes we will get a no, but it's not rejection.
And how you view it, how you view it is going to that's what impacts you then, isn't it? Yeah. So if you do view it as a rejection and a big fat no, you're gonna hold on to that rejection and maybe take it. It'll have a bit of an impact on you. Whereas if you can look at it and view it as, it just wasn't meant to be at that moment, and who knows, they might change their mind next year and they might want to do it with you. Like you say, it might not have just been right for them in that moment. But in 6 months' time, it might be. So I would say as well, don't give up on trying. Keep going back, because people, like you say, circumstances, situations that are happening with people, they change, don't they? Like we know, on a daily basis, stuff shifts. So keep going with it.
100%. Yeah, totally. It's funny, isn't it? Like, before we press record, I was telling you about all my stresses with trying to sell our house, and how frustrating that can be when someone comes round to see your house and then they don't buy it, the cheeky things, and it can almost feel like a rejection on the house. My poor house is offended. However, yes, it's about the house, and it's also about timing, priorities, what's going on for them. So we mustn't always make things into a bigger deal than they actually are, because that's going to stop us ever wanting to push ourselves forward again. So I think that's such a great point that you said there. Now, you said then that you have approached photographer, the local cafe. Who else have you been collaborating with then, Lindsay?
So people within the birth world. That was another massive thing for me, was that I was isolated. I didn't know anybody else other than the people I trained with when I trained with you, who I did keep in contact with, which was lovely. But I didn't really know anybody in my local area. So just meeting other people, local midwives, and it's amazing how you do end up meeting people. So one of my really good friends had got pregnant, and she hired an independent private midwife. So, and I actually was very honoured to be there at the birth, which I did miss by 8 minutes. I was fuming. I was there throughout the whole thing, and she was very stop-start, so I kept going and kept coming away. But Bailey, who was her independent private midwife, we really connected, and just by sharing the space within that birth, we became good friends, and then we met for coffee and we went for lunch and we started talking about ideas, and then one thing led to another, and we established the group course that we're running now. But I wouldn't have been able to do any of that had I not collaborated, or taken the first step. Other people, I connected with another midwife called Ria, who I connected with on Instagram, and we went for a coffee, and then that opens up the world, and then because other people, you then get introduced to other people that they know as well. So it just opens up and expands your area, I suppose, of who's in your area and what everybody's doing, and how you could collaborate with people. There's a chiropractor I've gone round to where she works, and like, she will recommend me now for baby massage, because she knows that when she's got tiny babies in for doing chiropractic, I don't even know what it's called, whatever her magic hands are doing, she will send them then on to me for baby massage, which is lovely. And it's knowing who's in your area and what they're doing, so that you can then recommend as well. So I would recommend her to my clients that I'm working with. I just think community is so important. We're not meant to do this on our own.
Yeah.
We're business and motherhood.
Absolutely.
Both the same. We're just
We're
not
not
meant
meant
to
to
do it
do
by ourselves.
life on our own, are we?
No.
Like, we used to live in amazing communities.
I think that to a certain extent has disappeared, hasn't it? Like when you talk about your neighbours and things like that, neighbours used to be a vital part of your life. They looked after other people's children. I grew up in that environment. We lived on a cul-de-sac, and funnily enough, we were all girls. So we all used to play out. We used to sleep at each other's houses. We were raised by other people as well, and it was that village. We're raised by a village, and I think there is an element of that that's lacking now, and I just think. And the events and things that I do are all about bringing people together.
Yeah.
So they can meet each other. Like the last Mummy and Mocktails I did, there was 2 ladies on that actually lived on the same street, and they probably would never have met had they not come to Mummy and Mocktails. And they're really good friends now.
Oh,
I'll just love it, Abby.
you've been actively bringing this community to your business then. And, I've got to say, Lindsay, one of the reasons that I invited you on today is because I can see what you're doing. It's evident that you have got this community vibe in your business, and it's wonderful. And I can see the ripple effect of that. And I can see it's very intentional. So how have you gone about that? You've brought community to your own life, haven't you, by connecting with other business owners, but facilitating that in the pregnant women and the postpartum women that you work with. How have you encouraged that? Because I bet actually it comes very natural, but I can imagine if we picked it apart, there is probably like this invisible strategy that's allowing these women to connect.
Just think it's something that's always been in me. I think the community is a big thing. When I listen to like my mum's story of like when she had me, it was definitely about community, and I think subconsciously that's always been in the back of my head. Whenever I've done any workshops or I've looked into my sort of why, community has always been at the forefront of why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's just important that we as birth workers are building that community for expectant mums to be. I really struggled when I had my I was going to say my Luke, but he is my Luke. When I had Luke, I really struggled in going from really vibrant place where I worked, massive company in Leeds, full of brilliant people. I loved my job, banter all the time. So being at home with this newborn baby 24/7, my husband worked very long hours, and just not knowing anybody or not connecting with anybody. I met a few ladies at my antenatal course, and one of them rang me, I think probably about 10, 11 weeks after I'd had Luke. So I didn't leave the house. I was really struggling. Looking back now, I didn't think it at the time, but looking back now, and she rang me and said, right, get your coat on, get Luke dressed. I'm coming to pick you up, and we're going to like a local mums and tots, which is still on now. Like Luke's 21 this year, so that mums and tots has been going for so many years. And again, that's community, isn't it? It's still going. Then I started going out once a week. My why is making sure that people are connected. There is that community feel, and that people can go into that community and feel safe enough. And I think I bring that to people, that I want people to feel safe within that community. I think that's really important that they do. And like you say, they might not necessarily come to things and meet people that they do connect with, but they've got out and they've come out of their comfort zone, and they've just had a morning that's brought them some joy, or a night in the pub that's enabled them to have a chat about how they were feeling.
Yeah. And it's that validation, isn't it, from hearing other people having similar experiences, that even if you don't make friends through it, that matters so much, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And it is so needed, in expectant parents and new parents and everyone. Let's just say it, like everyone needs that.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't stop when you become a mum, you still need that support then even more. And if you've already built those connections during your pregnancy, then brilliant. But there's still opportunities to build them, with I don't know, baby massage classes or going out and doing local classes.
You are one of these wonderful people that sees what you needed and creates it, and, how amazing is it that so many women do that? Like, they don't just think, oh, I wish I'd have had it. That'd have been good for me. They're like, well, I'm going to create that. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That's the thing that keeps us motivated and pushing ourselves out of comfort zones. This focus on connecting with business owners, creating community in your own business, what impact would you say that's had on your work and on your business? What do you see as the impact?
That it just keeps motivating me to do more. I just want to keep my end goal, and I've said it right from, I don't even know if you remember this, but right from day dot when I started working or started training, was to own a hub. I just want to create like a well-being, birth, pregnancy hub in this area, that houses everything that everybody needs. I still feel hypnobirthing is in its infancy, like massively, and I think it's going to grow and grow and grow and become more and more popular. Just places where we can hold space for people, and the more that I do it, the more I see the connections building between people, and the more it just inspires me, motivates me to keep going and do as much as I possibly can. And the thing is, now I have got older children, I've got time to do that. And it's interesting, I feel a lot of I stayed at home for 14 years raising the boys, so I didn't work at all, but I feel now I've got all this energy that I just want to be working till I'm like 70. It's funny because I have friends that have worked all the way through, and they're talking about retiring, and I just feel like I'm just getting going with all.
Wow. That no doubt they're burnt out, aren't they? And instead, you've almost been like cocooned, and out you come like a butterfly ready to change the world.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah, there's too much to do within this sector, and it's just vitally important. And I love what I do. I don't feel like it's a job.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about it. I love it so much. And it's so rewarding. And I love the connections as well. Like, I've made some fabulous friends through this. Really lovely friends, which I didn't expect at all. But yeah, really, really lovely friendships. And then to see those friendships grow within the groups that, the events you're setting up, or the courses that you're doing. I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah.
It is so special, isn't it, to know that you've been a tiny part of that friendship come together. Yeah. There's nothing more rewarding than that, really, is there? And that's what you're doing by focusing on community, which is really, really incredible. And you should be so proud of what you've achieved. And this hub, I am sure it's coming soon. Like, when's it going to come?
I'm manifesting. Keep manifesting. It's coming, definitely. I definitely trust it.
I hope you're going to come back on when you've got your hub and tell us all about your hub.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely.
And the thing is, your dream is to create a hub. A hub is all about community, and you're not waiting until you've got the hub to build community. Yeah. This is a really important message for people. People think they have to wait until they get the thing to have the impact. But actually it's thinking, why do I want the thing? Why do I want the hub? Well, I want it to feel this community. Well, I can do it with what I've got right now. And then when I get the hub, it'll be even better, you know?
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming and sharing your experience and what's going on for you in your business. Where can people find you, Lindsay?
I am on Instagram it's LR My Bump and Me. or the website is www.mybumperme.co.uk.
Fabulous. And I look forward to seeing all the wonderful things that you do, Lindsay. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Thanks, Lindsay, for coming on. It's been gorgeous to chat. And I shall see you all next time for another episode of Rockabye Revenue. Bye. Thank you for listening to Rockabye Revenue. I hope this episode has left you with some fresh ideas and bundles of motivation. If you enjoyed this episode, do make sure you click subscribe so you never miss an installment. And if you found this episode useful, I'd love you forever if you leave a 5-star review, helping this podcast reach the ears of more of the helpers in this world. And remember, keep changing lives. See you next time.